Hey guys, welcome back. So like I said, triangles is going to be a little different, so I wanted to make sure that we had plenty of time to work through that. All right, so first things first, remember that there are two triangle area formulas for us, so let's go ahead and write both of those down. I'm going to scroll up to give us a little more room. All right, so our first one is A equals 1/2 base times height, or we have A equals base times height divided by 2. Okay, so 1/2 base times height or base times height divided by 2. Now I'm going to go through and do this same problem using both of the formulas, okay? So like I said before, it's not going to always say triangle example. You have to make sure that you're looking for keywords in this. So the front of an A-frame house is in the shape of a triangle. Now it will typically say something like that. It's in the shape of this or it's in the shape of that. And that's going to be your indicator of, okay, I'm using this type of formula. So we'll start with A equals 1/2 base times height. We'll do that one first. Okay, the height of the house is 20 feet. So my height is 20. The area is 600 square feet, and I am looking for the base. Okay, I'm going to look for the base. All right, so again, fill in the formula with your known information. What do we know? So do we know our area? Well, yes, we do know our area. So we're going to fill in 600 in the place of A. Okay, so A is now 600. Okay, well, 1/2 just stays 1/2. A equals 1/2, so 600 equals 1/2. I'm looking for my base, so my base stays B. I don't know what that is. And then I change my height into 20. If my colors would change like they're supposed to. There we go. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. The easiest way is when you have half, just ask yourself, like we did before, what is half of 20? Well, what is half of 20, guys? 10. So half of 20 we know is 10. So we'll write 10 down here, and then our B just drops down. So 10B. And then 600 stays the same, right? Because I didn't do anything with 600 yet. I just got rid of my half and I got rid of my 20. It's now 10. So now I have 600 equals 10B. And that's just a regular plain old Jane one-step equation problem for you. So then you know, okay, 10 times B, what's the opposite of multiplying by 10? Well, that's dividing by 10. So divide both sides by 10 and you get an answer of 60. So 60 feet is going to be our base. Okay, so that's option number 1. All right, so let's go through option number 2, which is the different formula. A equals base times height divided by 2. Okay, so again, fill in with what you know. We know it's 600 is my area. My base, I don't know. My height is 20 divided by 2. So this is the way it's going to be a little more complicated here, okay? Because now we have B times 20 divided by 2. So in order to go through this, remember, if something's on top, that has to be dealt with last, okay? We can't get to the top unless we get through the bottom. So think about it in like terms of climbing stairs. You can't get to the second stair, which is higher than the first stair, until you step on that first stair. So we can't get to this top part of our fraction until we deal with the bottom part. So I'm dividing everything by 2. Well, what's the opposite of dividing by 2? That's going to be multiplying by 2. So we do that. 6 times 2 is 1200. Now I can have 20 times B. And I just swapped it over because we're used to seeing the number in front. And so that's just a little bit easier for me to handle. So 1200 equals 20 times B. And now it's just a normal one-step equation. So we'll divide both sides by 20. Divide both sides by 20. And again, you still get 60 as your answer. So a little bit more of a complicated way. Whenever you're dealing with area word problems, I would definitely be working with this equation, the 1/2 base times height, because it's just a little easier to work.